It's been called the Wild West of Blood Bowl. It's the greatest league you've probably never heard of. That's right, it's the GFCL, the Grand Funcy Cup League. Brings you the Funcy Cup 8. 16 of the top teams in GFCL all thrown into a tournament and fighting to be crowned the Funcy Cup Challenge. We've had 7 before. This is the 8th, and I'm here to give you a rundown of the action so far. The very first matchup in the tournament we have are Jonah UK Wolves of Hell taking on Bortbot 18's Germtech Labs. A good old Nurgle versus Undead matchup that saw Germtech Labs take a 1-0 win against the Wolves of Hell and advancing to the next round. On down the line in that matchup, we also have Legend T's Black Widows taking on Johnny Mal's Bailey Towns Women's Guild. And the Towns Women Guild would take a 2-1 victory over the Black Widows and advance to the next round, where they will take on Germtech Labs. On down the line, we have Mr. B and Ones and Skulls taking on Coach DK. That's the Junior Varsity Blues versus the Ones and Skulls. But Ones and Skulls rolls quite the opposite in their 2-1 victory over the Dark Elves of the Junior Varsity Blues. Now we have the Bork Black Fangs, and that is Commissioner Comic Cozy from NBP Pro. He also has power here into GFCL, and his vampire team takes on the Salty Assassins of Jim Sardonic, but all of the AG5 on that team just could not save them, and the Salty Assassins take a 2-1 victory and advance to the next round, where they will face Ones and Skulls. Over onto the right side of the bracket, we have Stranger Shangs, coached by Texas Kareem, going against Vlad's Lads of Wheelie 365. The Stranger Sings? It's a wordplay there, and man, it's messing with my head. But anyway, it is a 3-0 victory for them over Vlad's Lads. Wheelie just coming up short there over a former Proving Grounds coach there, doing with some success here in the GFCL. Onto the bottom of that bracket, we have the Eradicators, coached by Rupert Pumpkin. Admittedly, I have not met this coach yet, but he made it to those GFCL playoffs, so he must be a great coach. I'd really like to get a game in with him sometime. That is the Eradicators taking on the Wildwood Warriors of Coach Midway Monster. Just a great coach there, and it's always a tough break to get matched up with him in playoffs, because he does what he does best, and that's win playoff games with a 2-0 victory there over the Eradicators. Eradicators now eradicated from the tournament. Now Wildwood Warriors will take on Stranger Shings in the next matchup. On down that bottom of the right bracket, we now have the Aerial Wings taking on Game Day. Aerial Wings coached by Pong Hines and Game Day coached by Burzo. 2 amazing Euro coaches there head to head, but the Aerial Wings managed to top the Lizard team in a 2-0 victory and advance to the next round. Now we have the Elven Onions coached by a familiar coach Snack Bar, falling 2-3 against the Killer Kislevets of Dungeon Master 007. Both of those former NBP coaches. Very, very familiar faces. A lot of familiar faces in this tournament, I would say. But that's just what happens. The cream of the crop always rises to the top, and they have done that here in GFCL. As we move on now to the round of 16. No, that was the round of 16. The round of 8, I should say. The final 8, the big 8. That is the Germtech Labs of Porkbot taking on the Bailey Townswomen's Guild, and they would fall 2-0 to the Amazon team. That matchup just doesn't favor the Nurgle team, and it showed on the pitch as BTG moves on to the Final Four. Now, we have on the right side of the bracket, the Stranger Sings of Texas Kareem taking on Wildwood Warriors of Midway Monster. It would be a brutal matchup on the pitch that resulted in a 2-1 victory for Midway. Moving on to the Final Four. Now, back to the left side of the bracket, the bottom, we have Ones and Skulls taking on the Salty Assassins. Ones and Skulls continue to roll the opposite of Ones and Skulls as the Salty Assassins are assassinated by Ones and Skulls in a 3-1 defeat that puts Ones and Skulls over to the Final Four, where they will face Johnny Mao's Bailey Town Women's Guild. That is the left half of the Final Four. Don't quote me on that because the game doesn't show it in advance, but if it follows the algorithm that it was before, that will be your matchup. Now, we do have a game that is awaiting play. I waited and waited. I wanted to get this show out after that game, but I promised Johnny I would get it up on Sunday. So this game is in the midst and hasn't finished. That's Pongheim and the Aerial Wings taking on Dungeon Master 007 and the Killer Kizelvets. The winner of that will advance to face Wildwood Warriors in Midway. Again, that's if the algorithm that the game has been using continues on to the next round. That will be your Final Four matchup. So, that's kind of a rundown of what's been going on here in GFCL. Stay tuned because we still have the best of the worst as well. The consolation bracket is also going in full steam, and I'd like to get an episode out for that as well if this one is well received. And of course, I'll have to give a rundown of the Final Four as well as the finals. Man, we are in tune here with March Madness at GFCL, and we hope to put on an exciting product that you all enjoy. So keep an eye out for those streams of both not only the Funcy Cup 8, but also the Best of the Worst Consolation Tournament. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what I can do to make this show better. I want to get a GFCL show out. I want to make more amazing Blood Bowl content that you can all enjoy. But I can't do that without knowing what you guys want. So if you want more GFCL action, please let me know. I promise you'll always get that MVP action. But if the support is there, the GFCL action will come to you just as frequently as the MVP. All I gotta know is if you want to watch it. Thank you guys. Have a great night.